Good morning. Praise the Lord, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy and excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in yet another Good Morning Grief Devotion. Hey, this is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is what you reveal on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. Grateful and thankful for your presence here on today, for joining us as we lead you. Small steps lead to great distances. And today we're taking another step in the right direction as we move forward in our grief journey. Today is day 83. This message is for you and for me. We're going to talk about death isn't a punishment. Death isn't a punishment. It is not a punishment. Let's talk about it, y'all. My mind might try to tell me stories about what happened in order to create a narrative that makes sense. It might say I deserve this loss for some reason. Or maybe it will say that the person who died deserved it, right? Our mind will begin to try to tell us stories about what happened in order to create a narrative that makes sense. We are always trying to make sense out of stuff. We're always trying to reconcile. We always want to resolve a chord. So we try to make sense out of what happened. We try to make sense out of what transpired, right? Our mind, that's the way our mind works. It has to be logical, it has to make sense. We try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We try to uh, uh, um, rationalize and try to get understanding. So we may say, I deserve this loss for some reason, right? When we start dealing with loss, I deserve it for some reason. Or this is happening because of that, this, that, and the other, right? We might be even say that the person who died deserved it. Like, maybe we say they deserve it. We say stuff like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, or man, they did what you expect after, blah 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 blah. We say that type of stuff, right? Check this out. But death isn't a punishment. Death isn't a punishment. It's a normal part of human life, right? It's not a punishment. It's a normal part of human life. Everyone dies at some point in time, and in some way, right? Not everyone dies a peaceful death at the age of 90. In fact, lots of people die young or in middle age for all kinds of reasons. Y'all, death is not a punishment. And this is so true. So many people die in so many different ways, right? And everybody is not gonna be 150 and peaceful with the great grandkids and everybody in between around their bedside and just close their eyes and sleep and slip off into eternity. That's not the way. That's not the way it often works, right? Understanding this number one, everybody has to go this way. So everybody is going to transition at some point in time, right? That everybody is going to taste death and experience death in some way, in some way. And we don't know how, right? But in some way, we don't know where, we don't know when, but in some way, right, is going to happen. It's going to take place. It's going to happen. It's going to take place. And just understanding this, that everybody has to come this way. Everybody's going to go. Everybody's going to walk through that door, right? We don't know when, we don't know where, we don't know how, but everybody is going to walk through that door. It's not always peaceful, and it's not always at a ripe age. People die young for all kinds of reasons, but understanding that it's not a punishment because everybody has to go through it, right? Everybody has to go this way. And if I can learn to see death objectively as a normal, no one escapes it outcome, I can put down the dirty pain of my mind's punishment story and just mourn the clean pain that comes after someone I love is no longer here. I think that's good. I'm going to say it again. If I can learn to see death objectively as a normal, no one escapes it outcome, right? If you can see this as a normal, no one escapes it outcome, right? As a normal, no one escapes it outcome. I can put down the dirty pain of my mind's punishment story. People have mind punishment stories, right? This dirty pain. We punish our minds with these stories we tell ourselves. We can put down the dirty pain of our mind punishment story and just mourn the clean pain that comes after a loved one is no longer here, right? Not getting our minds wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in all these stories and this, that, and the other. Just understanding that this is, I love the way it termed it, this is a natural, normal, no one escapes it outcome. Natural, normal, no one escapes it outcome, right? It's a natural, normal, no one escapes it outcome. Sometimes um, um, it's hard to deal with, it's hard to process, it's hard to go through it, but understanding that this is not a punishment, right? If we can put down the dirty pain of our minds, punishment story, and just mourn the clean pain that comes after someone I love is no longer here. Here's the final thought. Life comes and goes, and its timing is often a mystery. Life, it comes, we celebrate, have gender reveals, and hold the baby up and get them dedicated, all these wonderful things. Life comes, and guess what? Life goes. And I love this, y'all. Often its timing is often a mystery. The timing of death is why so young? Why now? Why then? Why my sister when she was at the altar about to get married? Why take her life then? Right? Why at such a why 3 years old? Or why? Right? Why? Right? Life comes and it goes. And this time it is often a mystery. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 83. Death isn't. It is not a punishment. To all of my people that are grieving, when that grief wave overwhelmingly rushes in like a flood and attempts to overtake you, give yourself permission to pause for the cause, to sit in that moment, to feel what you feel, and just simply ride the wave. Eventually, it will subside.